What? Oh, no. Yeah. Jumanji, the next level. Right. Let's, Sorry, y'all. This movie was boring. What's going on, you guys? James here, and yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The way I just acted in the intro is kind of how the entire second half of Jumanji, the next level really made me feel. But before I go ahead and tell you what I liked and what I really didn't like about this Jumanji sequel, if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. Now, if you're wondering who that is, that's me. And I love talking all about movies, so I drop a new review each and every week. You're not gonna wanna miss out. Go ahead and hit the big red button below if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. Tap the bell right next to it to stay notified with anything new that I drop here. And don't forget to like this video, share it with all your friends. Also in the comments below, let me know, did you like the first film and are you excited for the sequel? Alrighty guys, so let's waste no more time and drop right into Jumanji, the next level. You see what I did there? Drop in because that's how the characters fall, whatever. Okay. Now if you've seen the Jumanji sequel before this, you'll understand that yeah, this is pretty much the same movie. The whole gang is back, Spencer, Bethany, Martha, and Fridge. The thing is this time Spencer's dealing with relationship troubles and he's really tired of living with his grandpa Eddie. So what does he do? Well, he wants to spice up his life and jump right back into Jumanji, which is probably not the best idea. Martha, Fridge, and Bethany notice that he's gone and that he jumped back in the game, so what do? Well, they gotta jump right back in. The thing is, when they first get into the game, Grandpa Eddie and his friend Milo are transported into the game and unfortunately get into the bodies of The Rock and Kevin Hart. We'll talk more about that later. But that's basically it. The plot is, let's rescue Spencer and get him out of Jumanji. It feels very similar to the first film because of everything that happens in the game. And of course, we'll talk more about that, but let's start off with what I liked about Jumanji, the next level. The majority of the first half was where I found a lot of the humor to be actually funny. When Danny Glover's character, Milo, gets into the body of Kevin Hart's character in Jumanji, it actually is pretty well executed for the most part, and he made me laugh with his very slow, methodical way of speaking. That there is an ostrich. You know, it was good. And then you have Karen Gillan, who in my opinion steals the entire show. Not only is she funny and charismatic, but she knows how to carry a scene better than anyone in this movie, actually. The thing is, she has the benefit of playing the same exact character from the previous Jumanji film. Most of the characters here are kind of switched up, like Fridge is Jack Black, then you have Grandpa Eddie as The Rock, and then you have Milo as Kevin Hart, like I've said, but the thing is not all of it worked, and trust me, we'll get to that. So besides Karen Gillan stealing the show, the other scene stealer in the second half of the movie should come as no surprise to anyone because she's amazing and has definitely proved herself this year, Awkwafina. First of all, I didn't look at the cast and crew list before watching the next level, so seeing her was a huge surprise. They're so good together, they're funny, they can both, of course, carry scenes together. And honestly, Awkwafina does a better Danny DeVito than The Rock. Okay, next positives. Did I mention Karen Gillan and Awkwafina being awesome? Yeah, I did? Okay. Alrighty, so time to talk about the negatives, you guys. Now listen, I love The Rock. He is my generation's action star. The guy is so funny, he's charismatic, he's loving. I mean, clearly on social media, if you follow him, the dude earned his reputation, let's put it that way. He definitely earned all of the good things that people say about him. But The Rock trying to do his best Danny DeVito impersonation for a good portion of the movie, man. Unfortunately, this gag didn't really work for me, and yeah, The Rock's New York accent is not very good in this film. The accent is really bad, it's not very funny, and it really is distracting from what the film tries to do, similar to its predecessor, which is give us these silly moments with these fun characters. It just didn't work for me, and I think director Kasdan spent too much time dealing with this whole Danny DeVito and The Rock's body and Danny Glover and Kevin Hart's body. I could have done with one or the other, but having them both on screen at the same time was just too overwhelming for all the wrong reasons. Speaking of the humor, I can really only count on one hand how many times I laughed in Jumanji, the next level. The script really is a rehash of the first film, just worse. I mean, it lacks creativity. The movie drags. I mean, this clocks in at over 2 hours and it feels like 3. And then for some reason, the writers decided to focus in on some very dramatic moments in the second half of the movie. And trust me, it made me laugh, but not for the right reasons. This is probably one of the few moments that I can remember laughing in the second half of the movie because it gets way too melodramatic and just doesn't fit tonally with the film. Now, the movie, yeah, is not very creative and the CGI doesn't help in some of these bigger action sequences. Oh boy, most of it is pretty cringeworthy. I really do wish Jumanji, the next level was more the first half than the second, because really I was bored for 90% of this film. I was almost falling asleep in my chair because of how unnecessary so many of the different beats in the story were in the second half of the movie. Nothing kept me engaged, none of the gags with our characters worked as well as they did in the previous film, and really I had to come away thinking, was the sequel necessary if this was the product you're gonna put out? It probably wasn't. Okay, you guys, so that's my take on Jumanji: The Next Level. I really wish it were better. Dang it. If you enjoyed everything you just heard and saw, of course, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell right next to it so you stay up to date with everything new we're dropping here. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, also in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the movie when you see it. Alrighty guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening. Oh, we're still rolling. Oh gosh, I really...